Are you ready, kids?
Aye, Barbilus.
I can't hear you.
Aye, Barbilus.
Who lives in a splendid house in Alexandria? Aristo. Who lives with Helena and Galatea? Aristo. 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 Aristo.
Hello there.
Aristo is a very sad man, because he lived a hard life. The father of Aristo was a very famous writer who was living in Greece. He was writing the best tragedies. Aristo, who himself wanted to write tragedies, searched for a quiet life. But the wife and daughter were blocking him. Galatea, the wife of Aristo, was always inviting the friends to the house. The friends of Galatea were a pipe player and a star player. These friends always were singing and making jokes in the house of Aristo.
There was once a Roman man who ate his wife. He was Gladiator.
Aristo always ran away from the friends of the wife. Helena, the daughter of Aristo and Galatea, annoys the father. She was inviting many young men to the house of her father. The friends of Helena were poets. In the house of Aristo the poets were reciting their verses. Aristo did not love these verses, because they were obscene. Often these poets were fighting among themselves. Often Aristo expelled the friends of the daughter from the house. It is difficult for Aristo to live a quiet life. Barbilus invited me to the hunt. He sent out Phormio the manager. Phormio led 2 young goats with him. But, when we were leaving from the house, the astrologer of Barbilus ran towards us alarmed. "Master, where do you hurry?" he shouted. "Why do you want to go out from the house today?" "We are making a trip to my estate," Barbilus responded. "But, master," said the astrologer, "you are forgetful. It is dangerous for you to leave from the house today, because today the sun is approaching Aries." When I heard this, I laughed at the astrologer. Barbilus, although he trusted him, did not want to displease me. After he thought about the thing for a long while, "I want to leave," he said. The astrologer therefore, when the master could not be persuaded, gave him an amulet, which Chaldeans had brought. Then, without a care, we hurried to the estate of Barbilus. Along a part of the estate, the river Nile gently flowed. When we arrived there, we saw many slaves gathered. In this crowd of slaves, there were a few Ethiopians, who were holding in their hands spears. Phormio was standing near the Ethiopians. Phormio said, "Greetings, master. We all were ready for you. The small boat, which you demanded, we arranged." "Did you all kill the young goats?" asked Barbilus. "We killed 2 young goats, master," said the manager. "We already put them in the small boat." Then Phormio led us to the flowing river, where the small boat, which he had obtained, was moored. After we sat down in the small boat, to the swamp, in which crocodiles lie hidden, we cautiously sailed. When we approached to the swamp, the water became muddy, and thick with weeds. After we sailed to the middle of the swamp, Barbilus gave the sign to Phormio. Phormio threw the baby goats into the water. The blood of the baby goats he dragged to the crocodiles, who headed straight for the baby goats. Then the Ethiopians began to chase the crocodiles. They threw the spears and killed the crocodiles. The courage of the crocodiles was great. Bigger, however, was the skill of the Ethiopians. Soon many crocodiles were dead. Suddenly, we heard a huge shout. Phormio was calling the master, because the hippopotamus, whom the Ethiopians aroused from the swamp, had overturned the small boat of Barbilus. He had thrown down Barbilus and 3 slaves into the water. Although to Barbilus and to the slaves, who were swimming in the water, we quickly sailed, the crocodiles had already surrounded them. We at once threw spears in the crocodiles. When we drove off the crocodiles, we dragged Barbilus out of the water. We found him wounded.